All right, friends. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to the Book of Shadows YouTube channel. I want to thank you for being here and being a part of this journey that we're on now. It's quite a wild ride, isn't it? But it's worth it. It is worth it. I promise you that. I want to start by emphasizing what I think is perhaps the most important universal principle of compassion for all life, for all people, creatures, everything that is alive, because this compassion, it creates a broader sense of self, of unity and purpose. And when you truly understand how your heart is a compass and a gateway towards a connection with the infinite intelligence of nature that is around you all time, the eyes look, the mind thinks, the ears hear, the mouth talks, but the heart really sees. The heart really listens. So take a deep breath. And perhaps this message will really sink in to your heart space. Because there's this other dimension of life and experience that I feel many people are missing in this world. The world as we know it, it is a projection of consciousness and mind. So when we say the world, we are sort of referring to a collective consciousness of humanity's current and previous imprint, basically. And it's all been a mind game. It's always been. Simply by thinking and talking, we are engaging with the mental plane. It's a real thing. You can even picture it like a holographic chessboard that is extending outwardly from your head or your forehead. It's a game we all play. We're all playing this mind game. But going back to the image of the chessboard and how that's a pretty accurate representation of the way the mental plane works. If you look at any Masonic lodge, the floor is always a checkerboard, like a game of chess. Because Freemasons, who, by the way, founded this country of the United States and the system of government that we currently have, understand how to operate this plane. They know how the pieces move and how it all operates on a based principle, how it all operates on set rules and principles. So they seek to become a master of these principles and to become a master of their own mind, and to therefore gain some sort of worldly power. And this is an ability that we have as well. We too can become masters of our own mind, and to then clearly perceive how this whole game is being played. But unlike Freemasons, we're not seeking worldly power. We're not seeking power to control and to manipulate, or power to ensnare others and have them carry out some sort of external agenda, because make no mistake, that's what's happening in this game. We become pawns in someone else's game. And that's what can happen when you forget how the pieces move. When you forget you have real power. And like a queen, you can move across the plane freely, knocking out anything that stands in your way. But again, sadly, most of us, we have to live like pawns, because we've had so much hindrance put on us by the ruling powers of this mental plane, that we feel powerless, stuck, at the mercy of the more powerful pieces. But I mentioned at the beginning of this video that there is another deeper dimension of experience and existence. So when you get tired of playing this game, which I think we all have to a certain degree, we can reconnect with our heart space and to regain a holistic view of the self in our existence on Earth, instead of being a fragmented ego projection in a game that is already rigged against us. You regain a full appreciation of your worth and your power in this magical space. And we can recover lost aspects of our soul and to heal wounds that we might have not even known we had because we've been so distracted by playing this game. This is the fourth dimension. It's, this whole game that's playing out in the world, this is third dimensional stuff. But when you get to the fourth dimension, you can have a higher place in this grand scheme of life. And you can kind of look down from this lofty perch and then make educated judgments and informed decisions about your next move in the game. Because unfortunately, we have to constantly descend into this plane just to survive and ensure the continuity of our being. We have to play the game. But what I'm saying is that you can become a whole new kind of player with this kind of knowledge and experience that comes from a deepening and an expansion of the self. Because through the magic of the awakened heart, you can perceive the whole new world. And it's all love, man. It's all light. And that's truly it is. There is a deeper relationship with the beauty of life and the natural world around you, and a heightened awareness of the energies that are moving through the cosmos. There's this ancient mythos in certain indigenous cultures about this being known as a sky dweller. A human whose mind has just expanded so much that they can experience the ethereal energies of what are kind of going around in the sky and communicate with these spirits in this sky kingdom. And I think that's an interesting and fascinating idea. And when you enter into these states, these more magical states of consciousness that I'm talking about, that sort of thing actually starts to make sense. But you come to these states through the heart alone. The mind cannot get you there. If anything, it could obstruct the path. So it has to become a tool that it has to want to get there first. You have to want to get your mind out of the way first. And your body, it's just the foundation for all of this life around you and how it's supporting you. But then there's this freedom of the mind that comes about. And maybe I shouldn't even say mind, because I just was saying how you kind of have to get your mind out of the way. You have to turn away from the game. So it's more of a freedom of the spirit, of your whole being, your whole self. And yes, it's healing, it's regenerative, it's inspirational, it's beautiful. That's real self-discovery. And there's a certain path that you have to walk to get there. And that's why I started this video with emphasizing the importance of compassion, of care and understanding for all of life, for everything that lives. And that sort of understanding is what leads you to this space. And again, words just aren't enough, sadly. I wish they were. But this message is just a vibration. It's just an energy. But where's that energy coming from? Well, it's coming from the heart. This is a message from the heart. And when you do something from your heart, when you really fall in love with living from the heart space, then you start to understand what I'm talking about. It starts to make perfect sense that there's another dimension to life. There's this whole other side to life that for many people in the game are just completely missing. Missing the point. Missing the point of what? Of life. If you're missing the point of life, well, shit. That's trouble. So there are so many ways to complicate this and make it harder than it has to be, which people are very good at, but it's real simple. It's a lot simpler than it may seem. But it just begins with that simple awakening of, hey, my heart is beating in rhythm with this planet, with everything on it. So, I kind of have to give a shit. I have to care. I have to look at things. I have to look into things. And eventually I'm going to look into things and really start to perceive what's true and what's real and not what's illusory. Because the game, a lot of what's going on this mental plane is simply illusory. It isn't real. It's an illusion. And stepping outside of it is crucial to entering into a more magical and enchanted communion with life itself. So that's all I got for today. I hope this video was helpful, eye-opening, inspirational in some way, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll be back soon with more. So thank you. Stay tuned.